What is going on, community? What is going on, people of Earth? I want to get to something and start something I've been meaning to do for a while, but I want to start a series, catching up with the comic series on Marvel's Transformers. I'm going to start with issue number 1. Fear not, this is not anywhere near a near mint copy, so I am not like manhandling a near mint Transformers number 1, but I do want to talk about it, get into it, and do a overview, a review, a short description of what's going on in this first issue. And I'm going to try and every so often do another issue. Once we get further in, it's harder to find these books, so I'm not sure exactly how long this is going to go, but we're going to give it a shot. So Transformers number 1 basically starts off and gives us a down and dirty, quick history of Cybertron and of the Transformers. Basically tells you that Cybertron's been around for millions of years, and there are basically robot beings on this planet. Most of them fall under the description of Autobot, and then there are a few robots basically following this. You know who it is. You know who this guy is. Few bots following Megatron, who basically plan to overthrow the Autobots and take Cybertron for themselves. And so they start a war, which we've known as Transformers fans as the Great War. But they end up knocking Cybertron off course. And in the midst of being off course, it's about to go through an asteroid field, and Optimus knows it. Optimus gets a message that the planet is headed for an asteroid field, and Cybertron itself is going to get destroyed unless someone does something. And Optimus decides to take a number of Autobots on this ship called the Ark. You've heard of the Ark. And they are going to clear the asteroid field so that Cybertron can safely pass through. But as they're doing that, here's one of the first things that you discover in this book is that Ravage is kind of Megatron's spy. This is before the time of sound waves and tapes, and so Ravage is almost undetectable, and he's Megatron's spy, and he figures out about the Autobots' plan to save Cybertron, and Megatron decides that that's his time when the Autobots are on lower energy, because they just tried to destroy this whole asteroid field, where he is going to destroy the Autobots, especially the leader, Optimus Prime. And we get this fight that breaks out, and there's a lot of death, a lot of destruction, until the Ark kind of plants itself into this mountain on this third planet from our sun known as Earth. And that's kind of how the Autobots and Decepticons that are here landed on Earth. And the story basically goes like you remember, little spy robot goes out, seeks out life on Earth, seeks out, forms for the Transformers, both Autobot and Decepticon, to take when they are revived, and they are revived. And here you see all of the Decepticons kind of revived and reintroducing themselves and their hierarchy, their jobs, what they do. You get to see Starscream. He's one of my favorites. You get to see Starscream already kind of questioning Megatron's leadership during this whole thing. But Megatron basically tells Starscream, A, they're outnumbered, and B, everybody's on low energy. So Megatron kind of retreats and is going to regroup later, whereas the Autobots kind of get themselves together and they are going to go out and explore and see what these life forms, because all of the pictures, all of the videos they got were of vehicles and machinery. And so the Autobots figured, because they're machines, that these life forms must be machines. And that is where we end up meeting the next person in our story, who is Buster Witwicky. You also see him kind of in close proximity to Bumblebee. I guess you see where I'm going. But he goes out with his friends to go to a movie where the Autobots have also gone, not to see a movie, but to kind of scout these other mechanical life forms. And then they get ambushed by the Decepticons. Two things come into question. A, why are these mechanical life forms not transforming and defending themselves? And B, what are these small, what we know as humans? They're wanting to know that. But they kind of fight off the Decepticons. And it was a nice little fight. We get to see Mirage kind of use his powers to make a Mirage, because a lot of these guys have interesting powers. I think Cliff Jumper has like a freeze ray, and then some guys like Mirage, you already know what he can do and things like that. But the most interesting thing, and the way we end our issue, is that after that fight, Buster Witwicky takes Bumblebee home, because Bumblebee crashed into his car during the fight. And we end with this cliffhanger that Bumblebee needs help because Bumblebee is dying. And that's how we end issue number 1 of Transformers. I have issue number 2, 3, and I think 4. I may have 1 through 10 at least. So I'm gonna go check those out. And if you like this, we might do it again with issues 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And we'll try to see what we can do. Like I said before, these issues are hard to chase down, especially when you get into the higher numbers. And Comixology actually doesn't have any Marvel Transformers on it. So I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to continue reading when I run out of the issues I have. But I'm a big Transformers fan, and I want to get back to the basics and see where it comes from. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you saw something you liked. If you did enjoy yourself, hit that like button. And if you want to keep up with me, catching up with the Transformers, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Of course, feel free to leave comments. And as we always do at this time, love yourself, love others, and Optimus will be back in a flash.